Hi guys, Michelle here from Angleri Gardens. Today we're going to be organizing the propagation area. So Maniki already weeded lots and he cut the grass. He just popped the big weeds down in the lower lying areas. This table base I want to move over there in the background, as that's a bit of an awkward area, so we need to firm up the ground. Maybe I'll put some bricks down and then maybe we can stand the table base on top of that. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a very big, thick, solid table base, so it should be fine. There is lots of leaves that have fallen from these trees, and it's making a beautiful layer of mulch here. So maybe I'll say to Maniki, just rake up some of the leaves and we just leave a bundle of it over there. That will work very well for mulch elsewhere in the garden, as these leaves are constantly falling. So potting table over here, potting bench over here, and then maybe a heap of soil over there that we can use for potting. So if I'm standing here where the potting table is going to be, and we're going to look out that way, between those two trees is the area that we kind of want to keep as open as possible. So I've got this long narrow strip, but yet it'll be shielded by the shade of the trees while cuttings are trying to take root, or seedlings that I've dug up in the garden, self seeders that we need to get into bags and pots, and this just general cuttings, things like that. So this, I think, used to be in the greenhouse beforehand. Maybe it had perlite on it. But what I thought was that would be perfect. I want to run it down the length and then just pop like the six pack seed trays in there with the cuttings in, the smaller cuttings, and then maybe just stand the other pots. Then I also don't need to worry about the weeds and that coming. It is a bit concave, so I've got to figure out how we're going to go about that. So Maniki will need to, maybe I must just tell you further afield, because that's what he's looking, that's what he's busy with now. It's a very overcast, rainy day today, so it's a perfect day given that it's summer and the temperatures get up to the 30s and above at times. It's overcast and quite chilly today. It's about 20, I think it's going to be about 22 or 23 today. So this area beyond that strip, okay, maybe I must take you a bit further. So if we look out to here, this area is where I want to keep. Once the plants are stronger and have rooted and require more sun, then they could also come out into this area. I do want to set up a greenhouse running along here. We do have a greenhouse frame that's lying in the grass elsewhere that we do need to get out. It needs a bit of work, as some of the legs at the bottom have sort of rotted away. So I'm going to have to try and see if Seaton can weld it, new pieces on, or that kind of thing. Okay. Maniki is going to be, you can see there, he is busy in the background. He's going to be digging up around the base of these trees that he's cut up. He cut them lower down. We did cut them a while before, and then they grew again rampantly. So he's going to dig up around the base of the stems and then just chop them off under the ground, and hopefully that will help just to, so we can clear out, yeah, and then just have a line of trees that runs there and then a line of trees that runs, yeah, just to create more of a barrier between the pot side of things and the propagation side of things. So Maniki is going to get cracking with that, and then I will show you that when we're a little bit more cleared out in this area. Okay, so this is some months later. The first part of the video we did in summertime, December, January. It's now June, so we have started in winter. So things have had chance to settle down, grow, the soil settle, grass grow, that kind of thing, or weeds grow, if I can put it that way. So it's looking good. We've brought the bricks and some of the metal grids and set up little tables. I do need to put this last one here and move the bricks right, but I want to move those little plants over there, those little trees, to areas where other ones have died. So the tables are looking cool. I've got a nice bit of space to get started for some of the cuttings. And the table is set up. I do still need to put the top on, but I do want to just scratch off the little bits of what is this, glass fiber. I do still need to do that. Yeah, you would think 6 months down the lines I've done this, but yeah, unfortunately I haven't gotten down to doing that. I want to put that on top of the table, even if it's just temporary, to use as a tabletop. It was a panel that we'd used for some kind of water heating system. I think my dad had used it for the pool, something to that effect. It had sort of like kind of little solar panel-y things on the top, or little black straps that had pipes running through it. I'm not very clued up, very technical wise, when it comes to things like that. So the other glass fiber piece I put over here, I set that up over here. I brought all the little cuttings and the plants that we dug up. These ones have fallen over from the stumpery. I've put them over here. So everything that was there, cluttering that space, we brought to here. I did take plectranthus cuttings when we moved the plectranthus. I think that's a video I still have to get out. So I'm quite pleased. This is the pink plectranthus that went to the labyrinth. So most of those have taken. So plectranthus is pretty easy to propagate. And yeah, those are just a couple of the things from the stumpery. That's fakies, which are very leggy. Little berry trees. What else is there? This is one of the scented geraniums. I'm not clued up as to what is what here. I think they need a bit of water as well. This is Bolleria. It's a purple Bolleria. Bolleria repens. It's looking a bit sad. That's one geranium that took. These are asparagus ferns. I'm not sure which is which here, but this is a very thorny one, which is good as a barrier, as a security plant. It's got these like horrible thorns, but it's like a creeper or a rambler kind of thing. So this I'll be bagging up down the line, and then we used this big mold just to pop all the soil in. The soil was behind the garage, but it was in bags, and the bags were all broken, and plus the soil right next to the metal sides of the carport area wasn't very good. So this came in quite handy. So the gap here is very narrow, but it's fine for me just to shimmy on down. Thank goodness I'm not too plump. Yeah, again, same thing. Yeah, it's very narrow. There's a little tree that I do need to take out, so I'm going to need to be on top of just trimming, so I'll keep my pathway way open. And what else is here? I've put this bath just underneath here for now. Okay, it's got other stuff that I still need to sort out, but I thought I could keep this for like other mixes, maybe like a cactus mix or something like that, or succulent mixes. And also just to keep some of the like the pool filter sand, which one can use for succulents. So I've decided not to put the greenhouse down that way, but to put it down this way. This is things we found out, or this is things that as one's clearing, things change. So the greenhouse will go down that way, which I feel will be good. This big mold and this big mold will go to the Treasure Cove garden. Those are going to be future rocks, which I will cement over or put fabric over. Not 100% sure, but that's how I want to use them. So things have cleared out nicely. We do need to get a little bit more of those trees just to fill in the gaps and run it up along there. We did plant, some of them have made it, some of them not. I don't think that one's made it. There's no sign of greenery on there, but there's a few other that we planted that have made it. So I'll need to put like more in there, and then this big plant needs to move further back out of the line of the trees. That one didn't make it, but that one's looking beautiful. And there's another one that looks beautiful. There's some oxalis that's just about to open. It's a pity that wasn't opened yet. That's so pretty. Bit of a pest, but very pretty. This one, so long as it's green at the bottom, we hold a bit of hope. So I thought we'd stop with the trees here, or maybe take it just past that bundle of ferns. Like those ferns need to go away. And then we'll clear down the line this sort of area, yeah, get rid of these carpet brotus between the grass so that it can actually be cut easier. But we do still need to tackle this section, but the main section there, that is done. That was the important part to get done, as we're not yet where we are requiring this area. So here's the greenhouse frame. We did bring that over to this side. And yeah, these are the legs. You can see some of them are quite rusty at the bottom, and some of them have, like the leg part has sort of, completely rotted away. So we do need to remedy things like that before putting it up. So you can see how lovely and open it is here. You'll see in the first part of the video how full of trees that was. So Maniki did a sterling job of removing that. That was quite back-breaking work, that. So we decided to keep this row of trees as well here. And these are pretty equidistant from that back row of trees. See, there's like this, I need to move maybe just more in line with these ones. So this area here, I thought maybe as these trees get bigger and those trees get bigger, this will make a nice shady area for if I have shade-loving plants, ferns or whatever else. Certain succulents might like a bit of shade. So I did think this area would suffice for the meantime for shade-loving plants, and then we could keep more the sun lovers over on that side. But things change as one goes along, you see what works and what doesn't work. So I do want to have the trees completely blocking off there. So maybe down the line we might plant a few more trees up that way, and or some kind of fence or just screen running alongside the trunks of the trees, just to separate that section from this section. So from this section, then I thought we would go through here. So the idea is to leave an opening through here. Now I suppose I'm videoing again at a time of the day when the sun is quite hectic, so I've decided to leave this one, as this will be a block off from the tables over here. And I did think that this little area, I'm going to be moving that camphor tree. I'm not 100% sure yet to where I'm going to be moving it, but it's a bit better. Maybe with the other ones I haven't quite decided, but I thought if we move the camphor tree, this will be a good space here just to keep like a big heap of soil and possibly to make compost, that sort of thing. And there is 2 little trees growing there which are both still nice and green, so I'm quite pleased about that. Then this will grow up just to create a bit of a hedging over here. Tiny little PC, but that's all we need, is a tiny PC. And then this we still need to decide what to do with this, but for now we'll just maybe keep the branches cut a bit shorter, and maybe we must tackle it now before it gets too big. And then this area here next to the pots I want to keep for plants that are ready for sale, so that we separate what is growing from what is ready to be purchased. So things are looking good. Maniki had to do a lot of leveling up when he when all the trees and that were gone. There was a lot of leveling up to be done. So all that area where the tree is there, where Tinky is walking all along there, that was quite bad. Maniki had to bring lots of soil to level everything up there. So thank goodness we've got the heaps there in the background at the end beyond the pots. Tinky making a wee-wee. So that soil came in pretty handy to do all the leveling up. So things are looking quite good. So thank you guys for watching. God bless. Go well, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye.